Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together, we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, y'all. Time to 10X.
Hey everyone, welcome to NextGen on Elevate Springfield. I'm Ellie and I'm here with my dad, Robert.
Together, we're talking about what really matters to teens today. From school and skills to pressure, purpose, and possibilities, we'll share honest conversations, practical strategies teens can actually use, and a little dad-daughter debate.
This is about listening, learning, and growing. Together, let's elevate the next generation.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of NextGen on Elevate Springfield. I'm Ellie and I'm here with my dad.
Hello, Ellie.
I liked how my intro sounded that time.
Yeah, I even tried to do it kind of like you when I said hello. I did the
What?
hello.
What? That's what I do?
You do kind of go high-low a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I think I drag it more than go up.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
yeah.
hello. Like, I mean, not like that, but I guess I kind of go up a little bit, but
Regardless,
not as
hello,
much as
Ellie.
not as much as you just did, because I wouldn't like it if I did it that
Something
way.
like that, yeah.
No,
Well,
that's-
regardless,
that still wasn't. No.
hello. It is time for Next Gen, isn't it?
I got coffee today too.
There you go.
We'd kind of go
Jeez.
bankrupt if I got coffee every single week.
You're
Then
s-
again, there's people who get coffee like every single day, so I don't think it would be that bad.
And you seem to like your Schleeze coffee.
Nice
and convenient being right across the street from where we're recording, right?
Yeah, it's good, and this one's very sweet. It's not sickeningly sweet, but it's sweet enough to where it's not so bitter, and my taste buds are bitter because that's what iced coffee does a lot of the time for me. So that's very nice because I usually don't like too much of iced coffee. I like it, but I won't be chugging it or drink a lot. I still don't chug because I'm not a chugger, but
Right.
still.
Well, we're past Memorial Day now, which means that it's not officially summer by the calendar, but, you know, after Memorial Day is pretty much the official start to summer for most people. So what are you looking forward to this summer?
I'm excited for our vacations.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of goals for the year, but a lot of them should probably be done in the summer and would work very well for in the summer. So I'm excited to get a lot of my goals done, like renovating our bathroom and redoing my dresser and nightstand. So those are things that I think would work really well in the summer. So I'm excited for those. I'm excited for my birthday as well, seeing my friends, stuff like that.
Fun.
How about you?
Well, again, ready for our vacations we have coming up. I know we have part vacation, part work like we normally do.
That's what like every
Like,
vacation
all of our
has been the
trips are
past
like
few
that.
years. I
You
mean,
go part workshop, part work, part vacation, which
us.
makes you're
only for
pretty
you.
yeah, you're pretty much vacation the whole time, but for me, it's part work, part vacation.
I'm
so-
excited for beach since we missed out on the beach last time.
That's
'cause
true. We didn't end up
we
going to the
didn't
beach.
End
yeah.
up going to the beach last time. So I'm excited for that. And I'm even more excited because we're coming back to Disney, so we won't have to drive 19 hours back. We just have to drive our regular 16. So I really like how you plan that.
Yeah, it's going to work out nice. Yeah, because we're going to be back in Miami, our home away from home here for our 10X family down there. All right. So I'll be going to a workshop for a couple of days for business coaches, us folks that are through 10X, certified through them. Chris Hartsook and I, my business partner. We'll be hanging out at that while you guys are
At the
probably
pool.
hanging out at the pool or
The beach.
hanging out at the beach and just taking in Miami, I guess.
Are you hinting at our topic today?
I wasn't, but I guess it works, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess I was rolling right into it.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what we're talking about today.
Well, today we're going to talk about the 10x rule and a couple of the chapters in there. So you're going to tell me a little bit about it. I'm going to talk about it because what else do you do on a podcast? Talk.
Yeah, that's what we do. So 10x rule. A few weeks ago, we talked a little bit about be obsessed or be average. The 10x rule was written before be obsessed or be average, but it's another Grant Cardone book, one of the main ones. If you only read 2 of his books, it'd probably be the 10x rule and be obsessed or be average. Got quite a few other ones. I'd recommend reading them all. But if you're only going to read a couple of them, that would be 2. I know we were focusing on a couple of the chapters in here. We talked about the 4 degrees of action. Do you remember what those are?
The first one was doing nothing.
Doing nothing, yep.
I know the last one is massive action.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one we want to live at.
I'm pretty sure the third one is more wordy, isn't it? It's longer, and the second one is shorter. It's like 1 or 2 words.
Yeah, the second one's shorter. So the second one's retreat.
Yeah.
And then the third one is average amount of action. So just normal, right?
Yeah.
So if you didn't read the book, I know you went through it, but when you hear those 4 things, what do you think about when you're talking about no action, retreat, average action, or massive action?
Well, for one, the chapter consists of definition of those things, right?
It does.
And where it gets you, right?
Right.
Okay. So
no action is
no action
is simply taking no action, doing nothing.
Yeah,
right?
doing nothing. You're just chilling,
right.
I guess.
Well, and then
be like that's gonna stay a dream, and you don't really pursue anything about it.
And then retreat is you are actually moving away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And then average, you're doing just the normal amount. This is where most people live. And one interesting thing about average action, and what GC argues, is that average amount of action is the most dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to ask you before we started talking about this, which would you think is the most dangerous for you?
Doing nothing. But
yeah.
I also think that this kind of ties in with some of my other stuff too. Like, for example, I quoted this to my mom recently, and it was like, the most dangerous type of cage is when you don't think you're in a cage at all, right? And I think that corresponds with what you just said pretty well, because I think it all kind of just boils down to self-awareness.
Mm-hmm. Well, is that? Say that quote one more time.
That the most dangerous type of cage is thinking you aren't in a cage at all.
Yeah.
And it's where you think that it's fine. I'm free. I'm doing everything, whatever. But in reality, that's the most dangerous one, because you are in a cage. You are.
Right. No, that's a good point. And that's when we're talking about
But that's what that makes me think of.
Yeah, it really does. That's a good way to talk about it. Average amount of action. Nobody's really going to say, hey, you need to get your crap together.
Right.
Because you're
not in a sinkhole.
You're getting up, you're going to work, you're doing your thing, you're going through the motions every day, you're putting in your hours. So nobody really says, hey, you need to get your stuff together and get moving here. And you might not even say it to yourself, because you're like, hey, I'm working hard. I'm putting my 40 hours a week in. I'm doing my thing. That's where I'm at. Right?
Yeah.
And that's the difficult part of that, is because it's socially acceptable, because pretty much everybody thinks it's okay to just be average. You're doing your thing. Doing your thing. So that's why, and it breeds complacency. When you get real comfortable, because you're just when you're doing the average amount of action, you can get comfortable because, well, I'm making enough money to pay all my bills. I'm making enough money to do a few fun things here and there. I'm not really struggling. And when you're at that point, it's really easy to get complacent, because, well, I'm just chilling now. I got all my stuff. I don't really need anything else. So you don't really push as hard.
Yeah. Don't mistake that for being ungrateful or not content, I think is the word.
Yeah.
Because we all want to be content where we're at. Like, that's fine. Just don't. And like, also, I think another misconception, if you're listening in on this and you don't really know what 10X is that it's all about money. It's not. You can apply this to any aspect of your life. He's talking about money because he's a millionaire. So duh, that's what he's going to talk about.
Yeah, and he's actually a billionaire.
Yeah. So obviously that's what he's going to talk about, but you can apply this to your book goal, your goal for your house, anything. It does not have to be about money.
Well, and it's
all the
not,
money
but it's
stuff. Like,
not
it's
all
not.
about money. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. That you can
if you
apply it
read
to
through
anything.
if you read through all the books, yeah, he focus on money some because you have to have money to be able to do some of the other things, but it's not all about money. It's about being extraordinary in all areas of your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can take these to any part of your life, not just your professional life, not just your business. It could be anything.
Yeah, and I think with the average, I think you just get so comfortable where you're at, and that's not saying to not be content, because as a Christian, that's what I aspire to be. I want to be content in what I have. However, those are still two different things, but they can be false equivalents sometimes.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're not content and even then, it doesn't even have to be about acquiring material things. Again, you can apply it to anything, to relationships or whatever you want to apply it to. It doesn't have to be about acquiring any sort of material.
And it could
all.
be because you want to help more people.
Yeah.
You might
Reach
want to,
more people.
Yeah, you might want to make more money so you can help more people, right? It's not always you can be content with the lifestyle, but you could also be pushing so hard because you feel like you haven't reached your purpose yet, which might be, hey, I want to help this many people. I want to be able to give this many millions of dollars to these particular organizations because I really feel like they're doing great work out there. So,
yeah, and with it saying to 10x everything and to don't just want $100, you should want like $1,000, trying to aim for 1,000. We talked about this before, how it's basically like if you set your goal higher than you're fine with it being, then you can reach more because then, oh, well, I didn't get my $1,000, but I did make $500 and that's more than my $100. And that doesn't mean that in every aspect of your life, you have to like go above and beyond extreme. It's just saying that let's push away the thought process of, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll just do that. I'll just do that.
I
mean, that's whatever. Even though you can do more, such as, reaching more people or with like promotions or anything else, anything. Like you don't have to just be like, yeah, well, that's fine with me, I guess. Like that seems attainable. You can try and shoot higher and then you can actually see what's attainable for you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So again, the 4 levels of action are none.
Oh yeah, and also about that's like a tier list, basically. The 4 types of people, right?
Well, that's the thing, though. The same person could be anywhere along those, depending on their time in life. So there might be a time where do nothing. They might be doing nothing in one area of their life and taking massive action in another. That can happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
But yeah, tiers for the different things. But yeah, doing nothing, retreat.
Yep. Normal levels or average. Either way you want to put it. Average
massive
action or normal levels of action and then massive actions. Well, I guess what are some ways that teenagers you think take massive action? What are some things that they take massive action in?
I'd say jobs for one. Like I have some friends that work like 4 days a week and I'm like, geez, how do you do that? I mean, I was for a few months ago. But yeah, I'd say jobs are a big one because a lot of my friends have jobs and they're working a lot of days and a lot of shifts and long hours.
Some teenagers take massive action in sports.
Yeah, sports
they spend a lot of time and a lot of practice and a lot of effort into honing their craft sports-wise. Absolutely.
Yeah, grades. Hold on. Yeah, my cousin actually, she's amazing with her grades. She is hold on. I probably need to spell this if I can't pronounce it. Salutatorian?
Salutatorian, yeah.
Salutatorian?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Like you just did.
Salutatorian?
Yeah.
We were having a whole conversation about this, but my cousin's a salutatorian.
Because there's valedictorian and then salutatorian. Yeah.
Yes, because she's amazing, awesome, stunning, diva.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that she takes massive action on. She does good on her schoolwork and she does a lot of it and she maybe takes the extra class and stuff like that.
Yeah. When you take that massive action, some other things start happening as well. I've talked about it on the show before. Can you imagine what happens when you start taking massive action? Like what do people start saying to you? People that aren't taking massive action, what do they say to the person that takes massive action?
You're obsessed. Are you sure you should be spending all that time on that? Not saying that that's all this person spends their time on, but all that time, I guess.
Yeah.
It really depends on what kind of person it is, too, because I don't take massive action on a ton of things, but if I see somebody that does, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
good
So,
for you. But insecure people are like,
right. A lot of times you start garnering a little bit of naysayers and some haters and things like that, saying you're doing too much a lot of times. If you're really operating at that massive action, if you're really operating at that fourth degree, you're bound to start getting some naysayers and some haters. And we talk about in 10X that, quite frankly, if you're not getting a few of those, you're probably not doing enough. You're probably not out there enough and making a difference enough if people aren't getting at you a little bit.
yeah.
You're going to have some of those naysayers right off the bat. Now, with that massive action, there's a big part of that is taking advantage of every opportunity that's available to you, saying yes to stuff that at other points maybe you don't say yes to, but it's taking advantage of opportunities that are out there in order
That's
to.
definitely not my strong suit.
I would say I do that quite often. I say
Yeah.
yes to a lot.
Yes, you definitely do.
Another thing you create when you start taking massive action is potentially new problems. So if you start taking massive action in a business and you start growing really quickly, that means you're probably going to have to start hiring more people, which that's a new problem. It's a good problem, but it's a new problem. Or you're going to start making more money and you have to figure out how to manage that revenue properly and manage all those leads
And
that
I
you
want
got.
the problems. I want the problem of
Those are
how to
all.
organize all my money.
Yeah, no, those are great problems to have, but they are new problems when you start taking that massive action. Because if you're not doing anything, if you're just doing nothing or retreating, you still have problems, but they're not good problems. So
Yes, like I saw this one quote. I really don't know how it went. I know you know this one. It was choose your hard.
oh
You
yeah,
can
choose your
either
hard.
be
Yeah,
this and have this, or you could be this and have this.
right.
Choose your hard. Like,
Mhm.
what's an example of that?
So that could be choose your hard. Here's one for you, and this one I've seen often. It's hard being poor, and it's hard getting rich. Choose your hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a lot of work to get rich, but it takes a lot of work to stay poor too. It's hard staying poor too, because then you're worried about your next meal potentially. You're worrying about how you're going to pay your bills. That's hard, but it's also hard to build a business, right?
Yeah, and that's not
choose your hard.
Yeah, and that's not insensitive to say either. Like, it can sound like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" at first, but it's like, it's not. It's saying that you can either be less fortunate and strive to have more. You can either strive to buy certain things to better your life and struggle with that, or you could just be like, well, like, there's no point. Like, I'm just struggling so much. I can never get to that point and then just try and stay afloat like that. That I think that's what that's saying.
And there's also, it's hard being unhealthy. It's also hard to be healthy, and work out and eat right every single day. Choose your hard. So if you are consistently unhealthy with your eating habits and exercise routine and things like that, that's going to be difficult for you because you could potentially have more problems with your body, right? That's hard.
Or
It's hard, but it's also hard to get up every day and work out and be very disciplined with your eating. Choose your hard. That's what a lot of those things say.
it's hard to be organized. It's hard to be unorganized.
Right.
Choose your hard.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not super hard for me, but people who do struggle with that sort of thing, it's hard to remember to pick up your stuff and to put it back where you got it instead of just throwing it everywhere. I mean, I still do that. It's hard to do that, but it's also hard to live in a space that is super messy and unorganized and you don't know where anything is.
Right.
It's like, but yeah, and I definitely think it's really hard when you're less fortunate to get back up there to a livable circumstance.
Sure. Yeah. It's all very difficult. Yeah.
And that's not coming from a place of privilege to say that. It's just like, you can either strive to buy a house, get sustainable food, things like that. And it's also hard to just be like, I'm never going to get it. And then just try and stay afloat. Both of those are hard. And it could take you so long.
Well, and
but
I've heard
it's better to try and aspire and try and get somewhere than just giving up and be like, I can't. Like, I can't get there, so I might as well just try and stay afloat best I can rather than striving for something bigger to better my life.
I've heard it said the other way too, that it's easy to skip your workout today, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also easy to just go work out. So which one?
Well,
Do you believe
I
that?
mean,
It's easy to make the decision just to, hey, I'm going to eat right today. It's easy to make that decision. You just got to do it.
I do agree with that. Not necessarily in the workout circumstance, but like for some of my self-care stuff, let's say, like not saying the workout isn't self-care, but my personal, maybe skincare stuff, right? And I'm like, I really need to put my serum on and I'm exhausted and I just want to go to bed.
Right.
And then it's easier to go to bed rather than go and put my serum on. But it's also really easy to just walk over there and put it on real quick and then go to sleep.
Well,
Well,
then,
I see that. I see
Yeah.
that.
So right after that chapter, the 4 degrees of action, again, do nothing, retreat, normal levels or average levels of action, which is the most dangerous, and then massive action. The next chapter is titled Average is a Failing Formula. What do you think he means by that?
Well, I think it's because average means everyone, basically. Average means the average person, most people, everybody's doing that. So, especially if you are having a business or you want to be at the top of your craft or the best in your craft, you can't do what everybody else is doing because everybody else is doing it. Not everybody can be at the top and not everybody can be famous or whatever. So, it's
If you want what everybody else has, do what everybody else does, and that's average. Average is a failing formula again because it's really a trap. We think we're better off than we are. It only would take a couple of negative events to be able to wipe out whatever average lifestyle you have.
And
So,
I just saw a video about this today, and it was like back in your guys' day.
back in my day, by
Yeah.
old man over here.
Riding horses and carriages and crap.
Yeah, that's what I did.
You guys were okay with a couple of inconveniences throughout your day, normal day-to-day inconveniences. For us, it's not, it doesn't really work like that anymore. Like all of your guys' technology and things like that, it would take longer to turn on. It would glitch or something. Then it's like, oh crap, it's out for the day, or that sort of thing. And
We did learn patience a little more back when, if you want to call it in my day, like you were talking about. Yeah, because you did have to, you had to wait a lot more.
It's just constant. And I'm really trying to fix my attention span. So what I've been doing is that I'm telling you, I'm a very psychological thinking person. So to help fix my attention span, I'm like, okay, I am watching through this entire YouTube video all the way until the end, until they're like, okay, guys, thanks for watching. Oh, whatever. I watch it all the way until the end. Like, I listen to their entire outro, everything. And now that I'm saying this out loud, that sounds really stupid. But most people, they're just clicking off immediately. And I'm trying to prolong the amount of time I'm sitting there when there's not something constantly stimulating my brain. I'm just, okay, nothing's interesting is going on right now, but I'm watching the entire thing to calm my brain, to not feel like I need to constantly be entertained by something.
Right.
I know it's still a YouTube video and it's still internet, those gosh dang internet
The
things.
internet
but
deal.
it's just tiny things like that I'm trying to fix my attention span. I'm like, nope, I'm not taking my phone over here. No, I won't watch a video while I'm doing that. Stuff like that to really help. At least I have self-awareness.
No, if you want to get to any kind of exceptional success, you have to take unreasonable amounts of action, or what people deem unreasonable. And that's when we're getting into that massive action. I want to read the last paragraph of the average is a failing formula from the 10X rule and show you a little bit about what GC says on the subject. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So average never yields anything more than average, and usually much less. Average thinking and actions will only guarantee you misery, uncertainty, and failure. Rid yourself of everything that is average, including the advice you get and friends you keep. Sound too tough? Remember that success is your duty, obligation, and responsibility. And since there is no shortage of success, any apparent limitations you are experiencing might simply be the result of thinking and acting average. Rid yourself of every concept of average, study what average people do, and prohibit yourself and your team from considering average as an option. Surround yourself with exceptional thinkers and doers. Let your friends, family, and work associates know that you treat average like a terminal disease. Remember, average anything will never get you an extraordinary life. Look up the word average and see for yourself what it holds for you. Typical, ordinary, common. That should be enough to abandon the concept from all your considerations.
Period.
Bam.
Yeah.
Mic drop on that, right? Well, you ready to go take some massive action?
Yeah.
What are you going to take massive action in this week?
Reading.
Reading?
I'm like 7 books behind on my book
You
goal.
better get on it. Yeah, you need some massive actions to get caught back up on that reading goal.
Yeah, probably.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you for joining us on NextGen on Elevate Springfield. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hey, don't forget, while you're out on social, check ours out. You can check my personal one out at Robert Ferriell, at everywhere. Check out those Elevate Springfield pages, those Big Dog Business Coaching pages as well. Check us out over on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like or a follow on any of those channels. We would certainly appreciate it. So hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
When I first walked into Shudokan Karate Club, I was just looking for a way to get stronger, but what I found was so much more. Here we train in traditional karate, the real stuff, passed down through generations. Every punch, every kata has purpose. I've learned self-discipline, confidence, and how to protect myself. Not just in class, but in real life. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being prepared. This is more than a club, it's a way of life. Join us at Shudokan, traditional, powerful, real. Ki-ai!